was like, I can't do this.
Ah.
Yeah.
We always did those runs too where you had, like, the last person would
Yes.
sprint to the front, and then they would jog with the rest, and then the last person was I forget what they
Mm,
call those. There's a
yeah.
name for it. But we always did those too. I remember that, and at the time, I was like, "This is absolutely terrible." But then you get out and you get to, doing your own thing, and it's like, "Oh, yeah, that probably helped me quite a
That
bit
not
do
only that, but
this."
like the
I know, I would
weather,
just
the
die.
environment
There's
in
no
which we
way.
were running, it was so cold. I
Yeah.
remember I felt like my throat was about to bleed because how cold it was.
Yeah.
And it was like short sleeves and shorts. That's
Yeah. Yeah, your chest only opens up, this much, but you need this much air. It's like, learn how to, salvage your air pretty quick, so. So you get out of AIT, um, get back to your unit because you were National Guard
yes,
as
I was
well, right?
guard. So we left what, December, right, Josh?
Yeah. I think
Yeah,
December 14th
so
actually was our last day,
yeah,
which
we
is
came
odd
home
enough that I
for New
remember that.
Year's of 2008. Because I remember hanging out with Whitney Hicks. Remember Hicks? We were like this. So
Yeah,
we actually ended
yeah,
up spending New
yeah.
Year's together. So I go home and I actually, believe it or not, I dropped out of college. I did.
Whoa.
Wow.
My family was going through a lot, and so the best thing I could do to help was drop out of college, and I got a job at a factory making windows.
And honestly, I think that's actually more common than people think because I think a lot of people join the military, or at least they used to, with the intent of going to college, right? And then like you're like, oh yeah, I'll use all that benefit, and then you get into your unit or wherever, and that's like everything just happens, and then before you know it, 8 years have gone by, and you're like, I
Yeah.
never even went to school, like I've been so busy with everything. So I think that actually happens more often than people want
Yeah,
to admit.
so
But
I had graduated with an associate's in criminal justice, and I went back. Obviously, I transferred to 4 year Pitt State, where I teach now, ironically. And I was taking criminal justice classes, and it just did not feel like it fit anymore. I had worked in the criminal justice system before, and I
Mm.
felt like a lot of it was more punishment. And even though it's like you're innocent until proven guilty, the way individuals are treated, and even in correctional facilities, is you're guilty until proven otherwise.
so proven innocent.
So I didn't agree
Right.
with
Yeah.
that, which is fine. I mean, obviously, it was a field that was not for me. So my family was going through a lot. My little sister was really young and she was having a baby. Um, and so I dropped out of college, went to work for this factory. My mom and my sister and I worked together. So I was giving them a ride because we didn't have a car. I was the only one with a vehicle. So we got orders in 2009 saying, hey, we're going to train all year because in October of 2010, we are going to be going overseas. We're going across the pond. Um,
So your recruiter
no,
didn't lie to you.
no,
He was actually telling you the truth.
yeah.
You were going.
And so I was like, okay, I'll do that. I was like, I'm not making crap for money at a factory, and I had a boyfriend at the time who was like, "Oh, yeah, when people take a break from college, they never go back." And I was like, "Watch me." I was like, "I'm going back." And so I was really pissed at the time because when I told him that this deployment was coming up and that I wanted to go, he gave me an ultimatum, either me or the military. And obviously, yeah.
Really?
So obviously we
Wow. He must not have even
So
liked himself. Jeez.
we know what happened, so I ended up leaving,
Right,
and
right. How's he doing these days?
that's a story for a different day. Uh, so
Oh,
he's not
good,
doing
good.
very well. Um, so I came back, and when I was overseas, I saw the need for mental health. I was one of the suicide prevention officers in our unit. Like, they trained 2 of us. And I was one of them, and I was like, "Oh, wow." So I found it very fascinating, right? And just being able to help other people was so fulfilling to me. I loved it. And then I started reading a little bit about the brain and how it works and how it affects, like, how depression affects the your physical health and your mental health and all that. So I was like, okay, I want to go into mental health. So I came back and I went to see my advisor, who he was awesome. He was really smart. He had a JD, and then he had a He had a doctorate in, I think, education, but he was also a licensed clinical social worker who obviously was in the mental health field. So he was very unique. And so I told him,
You got kind
yeah,
of the full
yeah.
package
And
there. Like,
so he
wow.
asked me what I wanted to do, and I said, "I'm not sure what I want to do, but I didn't like criminal justice. I want to help people, and uh, I'm thinking maybe something like this or like that."